To KILIMO Diaries. I am your host, Sandra Wahito. Now, in our many episodes, we have learnt about the rearing and breeding of the black fly. Today, we get an opportunity about its byproduct, which is the fertilizer. And something to note is that this is an organic fertilizer. Now, joining me is our guest for today. I'll allow him to introduce himself to us, what he does, where is this place, are you able to come to this place, and so on. So, karibu.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes.
My name is Brian Amenya. Operational Director for Zihanga Limited. This is Zihanga Limited, nice. Where we rear black soldier flies, yeah. And for animal protein, and also produce organic fertilizer for your plants. Amazing, amazing. Zihanga Limited. Zihanga Limited. It's a short form for Zero Hunger.
Zero Hunger, nice, amazing. Zihanga. Sounds like a very catchy name. Yes. Now, Brian, we have recently known about black soldier fly, but just to give the viewers, especially who are new and joining us and have not really seen the episode on black soldier fly, could you give us a view on what black soldier fly, what are they insects, are they what? Because someone would be wondering, what are they, what are the stages until we get to the place where they are able to break down organic waste into fertilizer.
Okay, so I'll start by saying black soldier fly is a fly. Okay, it's an eco-friendly fly that breaks down organic waste. Okay. Yeah. So black soldier fly feeds on organic waste, breaks down the waste, and turns it into organic fertilizer. Yes. And the insect itself, the larvae stage for of the insect becomes protein, animal protein for fish, pigs, and chicken. Nice. And also pets like dogs and cats. And cats. Yes.
Oh, wow. So dogs and cats can actually feed on
BSF.
Can feed on
BSF.
Okay, amazing. Now, the most interesting part, because right now in our economy and the way Kenya is situated, especially this year, fertilizer has become a huge problem for farmers because of how expensive it is. Now, this can be an option. It's generally a new concept. What's the science behind the organic fertilizer for BSF?
The fly lays eggs, then becomes larvae. Okay. Yeah. So the larvae stage is the one that breaks down the waste. Okay. So after eating, it normally sucks water from whatever you feed it. Yeah. So after sucking the water, the waste for the droppings for the fly, yes, or rather for the larvae, yeah, when they are mixed with the waste that already has been broken down, that becomes now the organic fertilizer. Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay. So it is very rich in nutrients. Okay. So now getting even into the richness, what kind of nutrients are we expecting to get from this exact fertilizer? So like we took it for a test at University of Nairobi Agricultural School. And we had the NPK levels were very high. For example, we had one that had 222, 222. We had one that had 522. Okay. Now we are working on one that has 532. Okay. Why is that? And also for people who don't know what NPK is, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Yeah. Yes. So why that different balance? Because you find that not all plants require nitrogen. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Some plants require like calcium for is it fruition? Yes. Yeah, for giving out fruits. Yeah. Phosphorus for the green matter, yes, on the plant. Yes. Yeah. So different nutrients work differently in the different crops. In crops. Okay. So that's why we are working on different ratios for the fertilizer. Okay. Now with even that different ratio, because you've talked about the different crops, what type of crops can this exact fertilizer be used in? Okay. Yeah. We've tested it on a number of crops, and we've seen that it works on all horticultural crops, things like tomatoes, onions, skuma, veggies, things like that. Yeah. Strawberries, passion fruits. Yeah. And we've seen it has worked very well. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Even better than these other manures. Yes. Yeah. Amazing. So even better than chicken manure. Yeah, better than chicken manure, better than what we call rabbit manure. Yes, it's better than them. Yeah. Okay. All right. Even vermicompost. It's better than vermicompost. They are the apple. Okay. Okay. So even in that same space, now this is the fertilizer itself, and we have this set, and I think we have so many over here.
How are we able to use this, or rather, do we use it directly? Do we mix it with anything as we're using it in the farm?
Yeah.
Or what's the procedure of using the BSF?
So first of all, you can use it to plant. You can use it to top dress your plants also.
Okay.
You can also use it as foliar. Foliar is whereby you mix it with water, then you use it as a liquid you spray on your plants, so that the plants can get the nutrients directly from the fertilizer.
Okay.
Because when you put the fertilizer in its solid state, it takes like a few weeks so that the plants now start absorbing the nutrients. But when you use it as foliar, it's direct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can apply like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Still on the same. Do we apply this directly? Because let's say I come to your farm, I'm a farmer. I've realized and I've seen from the show that I can actually get BSF frass.
Yes.
Do I come, order, and then immediately use it on my plants? Or do I need to take some time because of the breaking down? As well, also, I think in this fertilizer we've seen that the BSF are still somewhere inside here.
Inside
so how are you able to remove them and then use now the fertilizer itself?
So there's a process, yeah?
Okay.
So after the insect becomes ready for harvest, we take them out. They would have already finished the feeding, so it would be like dry like this.
So the way you know that the insect has finished eating is
it's dry.
It's dry.
Yeah.
So it's not moist.
Wet like
yeah,
this
like
one.
now this one is
This one is still feeding.
Okay.
Now when it becomes dry, we now take it to the separation unit.
Okay.
We sieve them out. We sieve the insects out, and then we separate it from the frass. Now we take the frass and compost it for like a month. Then it's ready now for use. So when a farmer comes to us to buy the fertilizer, it's ready. You just go and use it directly.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's no any process that you go through. It's just ready for use.
Okay. And because of the ratios that you're trying to target in terms of the NPK, would it be harmful if I went and used the fertilizer or the frass directly without me doing the whole waiting for it? If I came and I said I want to use this, would it be harmful to the soil?
Like directly from harvesting?
Yes, from harvesting.
Yeah, it would be harmful because of the nitrogen levels are normally very high.
Yeah.
So that's why you compost it for a month to break down the nitrogen levels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you use it directly, it burns the plants. So you have to compost it like for a month or so.
You have to take some time.
Yeah. Now the advantage with that, with this fertilizer, is that you see, vermicompost takes about 6 months to be ready.
Yes.
And the normal fertilizers like cow manure, pig manure takes like 6 months also to be able to compost. Now the beauty with this is that it's very fast.
It's a short time.
It's a short time.
How fast is fast?
Let's say a month.
Wow.
Yeah, because breaking down the waste, the insects take 3 to 4 days to break down the waste. Now the rest is now composting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's quite quick.
It's quite quick.
Yeah.
And initially, as we're beginning, we see that this is a new concept. How is the demand like for fertilizer?
The demand is good. It's high because of the high prices of the non-organic fertilizer.
Yes.
So people are really trying to embrace this. So like for maize farmers, we normally recommend that they use 70 or 80% frass.
Okay.
Then they can use now the other inorganic fertilizer because now to boost the yield rate.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
So that in turn cuts down the cost of production, and then you get higher profits for the farmer. So you can see it is helping farmers achieve good profits and also good yields.
Yes, which is very important, and that's what a farmer looks out for. Now, even in the same case, because you've discussed that we can mix the frass with inorganic fertilizer. So that's okay.
That's okay, you can mix, yeah.
Okay.
For certain plants. But for things like horticultural crops, you don't have to mix.
Okay.
For like strawberry, you just use it like that. It works wonders for strawberries.
Yeah.
Yeah. If somebody has a problem of getting runners, for example, if you use this, you'll surely come back. Because the strawberry farmers that we've sold the fertilizer or the frass to, they're telling us that like one strawberry plant gets about 16 runners, and when they were using the other ones, they used to get like 6 to 8.
16.
Yes, 16.
That's huge.
Yeah, it's double.
Yeah, that's double.
Yeah, so it's good. we've seen the results.
You've seen the results? Okay, wow. I mean, that's amazing. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So can any farmer, I know you have mentioned certain crops that can be used, but can any farmer come buy this and use it for any? Can I use it for my flowers if I want to grow my flowers? Can I use it for avocado? Is there anything that will dismiss me using the frass?
I don't think so. You can use it for flowers. You can use it, works very well.
Okay.
But for trees, you'd have to mix, like maize. You'll have to mix with the inorganic fertilizer, so that you can get good results. But for a farmer can use this even if they're using the inorganic. You can use it to prepare your land. Before planting, like a month or two. You can just put it on your farm. You can spread it on your farm, and it will actually help the soil in water retention. It will like condition the soil. The texture will be better. It will introduce bacteria to the soil, so your soil will be having a lot of nutrients by the time you come to plant. So if you have like barren land and you introduce this to your land, it will condition that land to be now productive.
So you're assured of productivity?
Yes, you're assured of productivity.
Okay, all right, amazing. I want us to continue talking about this fertilizer, especially because it's such a good option, especially when people are talking about, are you an organic farmer? Are you an inorganic farmer? People are still discussing, is there anything like organic, purely organic? And probably I could ask you that when it comes to fertilizer, but already I feel like you've answered me. There's nothing like purely organic.
Well, it depends on your take, but there's organic. I know there's organic, It depends on, because at some point you'll have to use chemicals. Like pesticides, So I can say organic is...
it's always a tough one to answer.
It's a tough one to answer.
Yes.
But I can say, I can confidently say, like, if you use this, you'll be using you'll be producing like 80%
organic. Okay. So
if you're not using other things.
So there's never really anything like 100% organic. It's up to a certain level. I can do 80% organic.
Well, that's controversial.
60%. Anyway, we'll be taking a quick break. We'll be right back, and when we're coming back, we'll be talking about the price, because people are eager to know what is the price then. How are you selling the brass fertilizer? But before that, we'll be taking a quick break.
You are watching TV 47, the home of untold stories. Disabled or able-bodied, we all have the power and responsibility to make society more inclusive for each and everyone. From experiences to listening to the disability community, we provide a platform where we interact with disabled individuals with the sole purpose of shedding light on their situation from a positive perspective.
Nilizaliwa bila mikono miwili. Hivyo nilijipata katika maisha, and I'm happy for that.
People are giving a lot of chances to people who are disabled people.
Join Muthoni Maina as she delves deeper this Saturday at 7:30 p.m.
We celebrate disability, an inclusive world and education. We need to know such person can go beyond the limit.
Fine latte was that?
Mr. Black Pepper, what's good?
Astounding Rasta mtaani. How you, man? That is simping, bro. These men have no substance.
Bro, you need an apology for that. You mean like we should give flowers to the girls?
Let's meet up 10 p.m.
I'll do what I do best.
Put a spice on it. We need to teach these men how to be alphas.
Then we need a conference.
So let's get it.
Welcome to the men's conference, where men become alpha males.
Attitudes towards agriculture are already changing. The trend is steadily growing as the support for the agriculture sector is increasing by the day. The list of reasons is endless. That is why every week we visit a variety of farms in different counties to understand their journey in farming. We get informative perspectives and in-depth information that will help you kickstart your journey at the farm.
One goose in a way kutoka 4 kgs to 8 kgs.
You cannot do any farming without you knowing how your soil is.
Sandra Wahito embarks on this informative quest. Join her this and every Sunday at 6:30 p.m.
Welcome back. For those who are joining us, we are at Zihanga.
Yes, limited.
Which is Zero Hunger. Zihanga Limited, and joining me is Brian. So Brian has been telling us about the BSF, and some of you remember what the BSF is. And now we got into the byproduct, which is a fertilizer. Now, before we get into prices, because that's what we're rushing to, let's just hold your horses. We want to talk about, because now someone will be asking, we're in a greenhouse. Are the temperatures a concern when we're breeding or getting the BSF to even get us to the fertilizer?
The temperatures are okay. There are various factors that you need to address before rearing BSF. Yeah,
definitely. Tell us.
So the greenhouse is one of them. So the greenhouse helps us control the temperature, because the temperature needs to be between 28 to 32 degrees.
Wow.
If the temperature goes beyond, the insects will die.
Okay.
They'll get overheated, because when they're feeding, they produce their own heat.
Yes.
So it's like adding
more.
Yeah. So, and if the temperature goes below 28,
yes,
there's a lag. Like they'll be slow.
Slow. Yeah.
So you have to control the temperatures.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And in the same case, because let's say I'm a farmer. Again, I am a farmer, and I want to breed the BSF. And I want to make my own manure. Can I just take the BSF to my farm? Or must I, as you've said with the temperatures and the factors, must I have a greenhouse? Because there's someone who's thinking, okay, I want to start making my own. Apart from just buying, I want to start making my own. What would be your guide in terms of that?
First of all, if a farmer wants to start their own colony,
yes,
yeah, we normally offer advice, that they should come for training or go for training.
Okay.
Yeah. You should do training. Then we'll guide them on how to start their own farm.
Okay.
Then we'll give them a starter kit, a starter pack for the insects.
Yes.
And they go and start their own.
Okay.
They don't really require a greenhouse.
Okay.
They just need where the temperatures can be controlled.
Okay.
Yeah. Where it's warm. And it cannot get too hot also.
Okay.
Yeah? So if they have a room where,
like a dark room, okay,
they can do that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And still with the same now, because they've been taught how to breed. For the training, and they've come to Zihanga for training. What about the food? Because we said yes, BSF is breaking down food, but what kind of food is it breaking down? And where can they be able to get? Is it just from your kitchen? Where can they be able to get the food that the BSF is breaking down?
So the beauty with BSF is it eats waste, organic waste.
Yeah.
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 So waste is easy to find. You can get waste from markets, slaughterhouses like for pigs. You can get pig, chicken, manure. You can also use human waste.
Are you serious?
Yes. If you can handle it.
Ooh, the smell.
Yeah, the smell.
Already I can tell you guys this place wasn't smelling too good, but it's making the money.
Yeah, so you can also use kitchen waste as
yeah.
you said,
yeah.
So if you are starting like a small one, you can use your waste at home. Like kitchen waste, you can go to the market and find like rotten vegetables,
Bananas, peels, yes.
like that you can use that.
Watermelons.
Yeah,
Okay.
things like that.
Okay.
But they do not consume waste from ruminants, things like cows
Okay.
and goats.
Okay.
They don't consume that.
Okay.
So they take a long time to consume. They eat, but they take a very long time to
Yeah.
finish.
Yeah.
So we don't advise people to use that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it definitely means that us as human beings are eating well. If the BSF can digest our, break down our waste.
Yeah. I think it's nature's way of recycling waste.
Yeah. Which is
natural
beautiful.
way.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's perfect. Now let's get into the market prices of the BSF for us. How do you guys sell it? What's the price point? What makes it different? Why would I, as a farmer, consider buying BSF than my commercial inorganic fertilizer? Especially because price is always a point with farmers.
Yeah. So ours is very cheap. A bag of 50 kilos goes for 2,000.
Wow.
2,000 shillings.
Yeah.
And for example, if you're planting an acre, you need between 3 and 4 bags.
3 and 4 bags.
Depending
Okay.
on what you're planting.
What you're planting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bags. So you can see the price is low. So if you're buying for an acre, for example, you're buying 3 bags, that's already 6,000. That's 1 bag for the inorganic.
For the inorganic, yeah.
So you can see you've already cut down the cost.
You're cutting down the cost. Yes, yes, yes.
And if you're buying in bulk, if you're buying like wholesale, you sell at 1,500.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. What does wholesale look like? How many bags?
Like from 3 onwards.
Oh, from 3 onwards.
Yeah, from 3 onwards. Yeah.
Okay, something to note. Yeah. Okay. Now we've talked about the beauty, the way inorganic, the BSF RAS, organic fertilizer is doing so well. Yeah. But of course, in everything, there's always some challenges, some cons. Yeah. Probably you could take us through the challenges that you're experiencing even as you're trying to achieve this byproduct of the BSF.
One of the major challenges, first of all, if you're doing business as a business, you have to have enough capital to start.
What does enough capital mean? Because enough for you, 100,000 could be enough. For me, 50,000 could be enough.
Well, that is if you're doing like large scale production,
okay,
or middle scale production, because ours is middle scale. You need huge capital,
okay.
But if you're doing it for like your own consumption or just small scale, you need you can start with like 100,000.
Okay, 100. I was going to be like, Brian, you're not telling us the price. That's okay, 100,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another challenge is temperatures. Sometimes the temperatures drop very low.
Yes.
We're in a very cold place.
Yes.
That is a very cold place.
Yes.
So sometimes the temperatures go very low, and it takes time to break down the waste.
So how can we be able to up when the temperatures are low? How can we be able to yeah, could you give us like a hack we can have?
We are working on that.
You're working on that, okay.
We're trying to see various ways.
Okay.
Inexpensive ways.
Inexpensive.
Because you can use a heater, but it's expensive.
It's expensive, yeah.
So we're trying to find out other ways of heating the place.
Okay.
It's cold.
Okay, so we look at capital, the temperatures, what else can we look?
Labor. Labor can be a problem because not everyone wants to work with waste. Yeah.
That's very true, man. Big ups to you.
Labor can be a problem, especially young people. We want to empower young people. So like
but hatutaki vitu chafu.
Are very young.
Yeah.
They're actually between 18 to 21.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so you cannot find like. Not everyone wants to work with waste, so that can be a challenge. Another thing is getting waste in bulk can also be a challenge because you're competing with people like pig farmers, you're competing with people who want to like the ones who keep cows, take the waste,
who want to give their animals, yes,
and so on. Yeah. So that can also be a challenge depending on where you are. So depending on where you are, that can be a challenge.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are some of the challenges that we face.
Okay.
The others are technical, but they're not too complex.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, like here at Zihanga, with the team that you're working with, how many people do you? Because you said this is a medium.
Yeah, it's a medium.
How many people do you need in terms of just running the whole business?
In terms of hands-on people, like hands-on labor.
Yeah.
You need like a minimum of 6 for this facility. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, a minimum of 6 so that things can run smoothly.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can do like a maximum of 10 to 12.
Wow. So what, for example, what are those 6 people doing? Like we have this room.
So for example, this room, yeah, they do not feed. They don't finish the feed the same. So for example, if you find that row has finished before the others, so they need to be fed.
Okay.
Sieving is also another thing.
Yes.
To sieve. We also remove eggs frequently, like 3 times a week.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things like getting the waste, going for the waste, bringing the waste, things like that. So there's a lot of operation that goes on here.
Okay.
You come on a normal working day. There's a lot of
operations happening. Okay. What would happen if we don't feed our? Of course, they would die.
Yeah.
But like, what's the worst that could happen if we keep them even for just a few days, like just a day?
Feeding.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. What do you mean nothing? They don't die
even for a week
without eating.
Yeah. They're very hardy insects. Yeah. The larvae are very hardy insects. You can, as long as the temperatures are not high, you can stay even I think for 2 weeks
without eating.
They just shrink. Then when you put the feed inside, they become the normal size.
What?
Yeah.
That is interesting. I was expecting the worst that happened.
No, they won't die. As long as the temperatures are not high. But if the temperatures are high, the temperatures will hit the truss and then it will burn them. So they will die.
Yeah. Okay. So how does a life cycle look like for it when it gets to this stage where it's breaking down the waste? At what point does it die?
So the life cycle takes around 30 days, 30 to 35 days. So from egg to the mature stage where we harvest takes 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So from egg, Insta1, Insta2, Insta3 until Insta5.
Yeah.
It takes 2 weeks, around 2 weeks. Depending on how you feed them. Yeah. Takes 2 weeks. Then from there we go to the pupae stage, then to the pupae stage, then back to the fly.
Yeah.
So that the whole cycle takes 30 days.
Okay. Yeah. So how do you prevent them from getting to the fly here? Just a bit. Like when this is the larva stage, yeah? How do you prevent them from getting to the fly? Do we now bring them now here and say you're not going to be a fly?
No. When okay. I've told you there's a stage where we harvest, yeah?
Yes.
So the ones that we harvest,
we
will harvest. So we keep aside a certain percentage of the facility, which will become flies. So when they start becoming pupae or pre-pupae, we remove them, we take them to the fly facility. Okay. So we put them there, then they'll start emerging from there. Okay. Yeah, so here we normally don't have flies here.
Okay. Yeah. Amazing. Brian, that has been a fantastic conversation. Thank you very much. And I hope that you've been able to see a different option from your normal commercial fertilizer. Try the BSF, see what it does. Look at the crop growth, the yield, and probably even as we end, tell us where people can find you. Are there online trainings you do? Because you mentioned training. Tell us where people can find you as we just end.
We are on Facebook at zihanga.kenya. Okay. Also on Instagram at the same, zihanga.kenya. Okay. You can also get our contacts at 0726 449 083 or 0702 352 394. And if you call either of those numbers, you'll be assisted. Okay. Yes. Where are you located? We are located in Lower Kabete, Embu County, near University of Nairobi Business School. Amazing. Fantastic. I hope that you have learned something, that you're still taking down notes and now practically getting yourself together and being able to at least acquire the BSF for us. So remember to catch us next week, same time, but a different place.